Hey students, I hope you all doing good. So let us finish our last topic, which is about islands, coastal areas. So far, we have completed about Himalayas, about Indo-Gangetic Plains, the Peninsular Plateau, and in this part, we are going to cover about coastal plains, the desert, the island. So we hope so. This will be the last lecture of the chapter. So we will be starting with the coastal plains today. So let us see actually what is coastal plain and what does the areas it is covering of. So students, as you can see here, this is the red line which is actually passing by the edge of the India. This is what our coastal line. And if you observe here, the coastal line is starting at the Gujarat and it ends at the West Bengal. And from here, you can point out it is covering the states such as Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and West Bengal. So the coastal line actually covering with first Gujarat, then we have Maharashtra. The second one is Maharashtra. The third one is Goa, and the fourth one is Karnataka, and the fifth one is Kerala, and the sixth one is Tamil Nadu, and the seventh one is Andhra Pradesh, and the eighth one is Odisha, and the ninth one is the West Bengal, obviously. So this is how there are overall 9 states of India which are actually covered by the coastal region, or we can say they are the states which are in touch with the sea or ocean. So as you can see here, whatever the Gujarat is there and up to the Kerala, these are in the region of Arabian Sea or the coastal regions of Arabian Sea. Whereas the Tamil Nadu and West Bengal is there, these are the regions of Bay of Bengal. So let us see one by one what are the main or the exact coastal areas and how they are named actually. We'll see in detail. Yes, so student, you can see here this is a kind of in detailed map of coastal lines or the coastal areas. So if you can see here, already I told you that in this section or whatever we are learning, we will be focusing on the part where we have to discuss actually. I mean to say that, like, whatever the necessities are there, whatever the things which are provided in your textbooks, we will be discussing the same topics, not on like learning more unnecessary things. I'm sorry to say unnecessary, but everything is necessary. But what I want to say is we have to focus on the textbook content only, so we should not go beyond that. And you know that if you get into know all the information, you will confuse, right, kind of. So we will focus on the necessities only. Okay, without wasting any time, chalo, let us start like what we have to discuss. So first of all, I'll point out like what are the important things are here. So if you focus at here, beta, so whatever the region which is covering from Maharashtra to Goa, we call it Konkan coast, and at the point of Karnataka we call it Kannada coast, and at the Kerala we call it Malabar coast, and when you come here from Tamil Nadu to the Andhra Pradesh, it is Coromandel coast, and here from the Andhra Pradesh to the Odisha it is called Sarkar coast, and from Odisha to the West Bengal it is called Utkal coast. So these are the important coastal areas which are at the edge of or at the coastal plains. So these are the important even coastal places where the import and export is actually going on with the other countries. And not only this, you can point out from here you have Kutch is there, Kathiawar is there, even Cape Comorin is there. So these are the remaining things, but what we have to focus is we have to be focusing on Konkan coast, Kannada coast, Malabar coast, Coromandel coast, Sarkar coast, and Utkal coast. So here you can point out like what are the coastal plains actually. So as we have discussed, as we have seen in the map, Konkan coast, Kannada coast, Malabar coast. So the Konkan coast is the is the northern part. It touches Maharashtra and Goa, as we have seen. Canara coast, it is the middle part. It includes coastal plains of Karnataka. So as we have started from Maharashtra to Goa, it is Konkan coast. From there we have seen Karnataka. It is actually Canara coast. It is actually mid part of, or the mid position between Konkan and Malabar coast. So these are the things we have seen just now. When it comes to Malabar coast, this is the southern part, mostly in the state of Kerala. So if you can see here, as we have discussed more things, more than this even, southern part of Peninsular Plateau is bordered by a narrow coastal stripes along the Arabian Sea on the west. So as I told you, on the west side there is Arabian Sea in the map, and even in the east there is a Bay of Bengal. The western coast start from Rann of Kutch, as I shown you, it's from the Gujarat. Rann of Kutch and ends at Kanyakumari. Already we have discussed this. It is the southernmost part of our India, which is actually Kanyakumari, and it is narrower than the east coast. So whatever the coast is there, it is actually narrower than the east coast. So even this plain is uneven and broken by hilly terrain. So whatever the coast is there, this is actually unbroken and hilly terrain, as we have discussed when we are talking about the peninsular rivers, and even we are talking about actually western and eastern gas. I told you that when the rivers are actually flowing from west to east, they are actually cutting the eastern edges of the eastern Ghats. So when the rivers are flowing, when they are merging into the ocean, they are actually they are helping to cut down the eastern Ghats. So that is the reason actually the coastal line of east, it is actually broken, whereas the western line is unbroken, because there is no cut of rivers there. So this is what we have seen just now. And when it comes to then the next one which we have, the remaining part is okay. Here Bay of Bengal plains are wide and have large surface structure. It stretches from Mahanadi in Odisha to Kaveri Delta in Tamil Nadu. So as we have seen here, one of these is actually starting from the west. It is starting from Gujarat, the Rann of Kutch, and ending at Malabar coast, which is in Kerala. So this is actually a kind of narrower we have seen just now. When it comes to Bay of Bengal, it has wide and have a large surface structure. It stretches. It means stretches in the sense it starts from Mahanadi in Odisha to Kaveri Delta in Tamil Nadu. These plains are formed by rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, and very fertile, because see, when the rivers are actually flowing from west to east side, they are carrying a kind of sediment or fertile soil, we can say, which is actually helpful for the plant's growth. So that is the reason we call it fertile, or the rivers which are very fertile for the crop growth. So these coastal plains are known by different names in the locality. So when it comes to Odisha, we call it Utkal coast, and in Andhra we call it Sarkar coast, as we have seen just now, and Coromandel in Tamil Nadu. So I hope it is clear to everyone now, like whatever the things we have discussed, when the coastline or when the coastal plains are starting from the Gujarat, from the Rann of Kutch, and ending at the Malabar coast in Kerala, and in the same way when the coastal plains starting at the Mahanadi in Odisha and ending at the Kaveri Delta, or the delta which is in Tamil Nadu actually. So these are the two different, or the two geographical locations of the coastal lines. So and even I told you one more thing, that these are actually known by their local names, whereas in Odisha it is known as Utkal coast, and in Sarkar coast it's known as by his name in Andhra Pradesh, and even in Coromandel it is known in Tamil Nadu. So these are the few important geographical features of coastal lines or the coastal plains. So here one more bonus point, or you can say one more additional information is given here. This is like the Indo-Gangetic plains, these deltas too are agriculturally developed coastal zones, also enables rich fishing resources. Lakes like Chilka in Odisha and even Kolleru and Pulikat in Andhra Pradesh are other important features of the coastal lines. And students, like most of the time what the examiner will do, he wanted to get an information from you that whether you are aware of these things or not. I mean, whatever the things he is asking here, it's like the Chilaka Lake and even the Kolleru and Pulikat Lake. So he won't ask you directly the state. So what he will do, he wanted to grab you the information by asking these questions. So he will try to ask you that, point out Chilaka Lake in the Peninsular Plateau or in the India map or in the physical map of India. So this is how he will play a kind of tricky game with you. So you should be like very careful and you should point out the state in which these lakes are located. Now let us move to the next part of islands. So before we move to islands, so actually we will see the small part of the lesson, which is actually the Thar Desert. So Thar Desert, it's in the western part of India, where it is covering parts of Rajasthan and even Gujarat up to the Kutch area. So we will see what are the geographical locations and what are the features or what are the important things you note down from this. So the important features, such as when it comes to Thar Desert, it is actually located on the leeward side of Aravalli mountain. So if you see the Aravalli mountains, which are like ranging in the edges of Gujarat and even the Rajasthan. So whatever the like behind portion of Aravalli mountain is there. So I'll show you in the map directly, but we'll go through the reading here. Receives very little rainfall, ranging from 100 to 150 or millimeter per year. So this is most important topic, or the most important line here, where the examiner will ask you in choose the following or in the like MCQs type questions. So you should be focusing on these questions very clearly and even very concentrately. Like whatever the rainfall is there, it's actually 100 to 150 per year. Now coming to the next part, the desert consists of an undulating sandy plain, rocky outcrops. It occupies much of western Rajasthan. It has arid climate, arid in the sense dry climate, with very low vegetation. Low vegetation in the sense there is less growth of plants, very less growth of plants. So this is what it means, very low vegetation in the sense. Then streams appear during rainy season and disappear soon later. So whatever the streams are there, streams in the sense the flow of water, actually the flow of water, it appears during the time of rainy season and it disappears soon, because as we know that whatever the area is there, the desert area, it has arid climate in the sense the dry region, dry in the sense a kind of you can assume a kind of heat there. So there is no availability of water properly. So whatever the streams, they'll appear during the time of rainy season, they'll disappear as soon. Then the most important, or you can say the heart of whatever the Thar Desert is there, that is Luni, the river Luni. In this area, these internal drainage river, this is actually internal drainage river. Internal drainage river in the sense it actually ends or actually drain or actually end in the region of desert only. It won't even go to any sea or ocean. It will end in the desert only. So we call it internal desert, and fill into the lakes and do not reach the sea, as I told you now. And we will see like what are the geographical locations and features it has. So before moving to there, we will see some more important topic about this. So if you can focus here, Indira Gandhi Canal is the longest canal in the country, which is actually covering 650 kilometers of length, and starting from Punjab waters, part of the Thar Desert. Hence several hectares of desert land have been brought under cultivation. So with the help of this canal, most of the land area of Thar Desert is under cultivation with the help of this canal. It has the longest length, you have to remember that, and it is named after our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. So we're going to look after a few geographical features of Thar Desert through the map. So as we have discussed, students, And the Thar Desert is actually in the leeward side of Aravalli Mountains. So you can see the Aravalli Mountains are here. The Aravalli Mountains are in this region, and whatever the Thar Desert is there, it is actually in the region of Rajasthan and also in the region of Pakistan. So you can point out from here, and it is actually by the end of the Kutch. Already I told you. So this is what the geographical location of Thar Desert. So if the examiner will try to ask you to point out this, you need to be careful at here. Even he might be asking you to point out Aravalli Mountains also at some time. So this is what the geographical location of Thar Desert. Now we will go to the island. So students, sorry to interrupt that. Actually, I wanted to start the island topic only, but I thought that even when we were actually when I was in the social class in my school days, even I had a doubt that how deserts actually form. So if you look at the picture now, whatever the rainfall pattern is there, if you observe here, you can see. So if there is evaporation here, and if there is a complete form of, if you observe the water cycle and the pattern of rainfall, so there are mountains in between the rainfall and the desert. So how it actually works, you can see here. So first of all, there is actually evaporation, and then the clouds will form, and obviously there is a fall in temperature sometime, and even the humidity, and there are lots of factors which actually leads to rainfall. And when the wind is flowing actually, so here you can see the pattern of wind. It is here hot and dry wind. So due to the hot and dry wind, the leeward or the shadow, we call it the shadow zone of the area, which is actually behind or leeward side of the mountain, which remains actually dry. And if it is actually remaining for the long time in the same position, so it leads to formation of the desert. So you can find out here, shadow zone, depleted of moisture, dry air passes over the mountain and down the other side, and here you can see desert formation. None has the rain shadow effect. Land on the side of the mountain is deprived of water and is left and become dry environment. So just now I told you that when the wet winds are rising at the ocean and they're carrying the water or the droplets of water, so then there is a mid region of mountain which actually leads to the formation of deserts here. So this is not only the one cause, there are several reasons behind that, but as of now, if you have a doubt, you can even check out this one. So now, without wasting any time, chalo, let us dive into the next topic, which is island. So you can see here, students, in the region of Arabian Sea, we have Lakshadweep Islands, and in the region of Bay of Bengal, we have Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So here you can see one more island country is there even in the south of India, which is actually Sri Lanka, and it's in Indian Ocean. So we will see in detail actually what are these islands, and even I'll tell you, I will be giving some more a kind of extra edgy information about the Andaman and Nicobar. Let us see what is that. So here also you can point out. So these are like Arabian Sea Islands, which are Lakshadweep, and even the Bay of Bengal Islands, which are Andaman and Nicobar. So by these you can point out, see here. So the channel which is actually dividing Andaman and Nicobar, we call it 10-degree channel. So it is the flow of water which is between both the islands. So you can see here we have North Andaman, Middle Andaman, even Lower Andaman, and the capital city of Andaman, which is actually Port Blair here. Then Andaman and Nicobar. Then here Car Nicobar, and even Nakovary and Great Nicobar, Little Nicobar, even Kotali, even number of like portions which are actually divided, but which is not even necessary to discuss. But as I thought that I should discuss with you, so I discussed this topic. But more than this, what is important actually, their formation. And one more thing is we need to remember about Indira Point. It is in the edge of Nicobar Islands. So it is actually submerged in the 2004 tsunami, if I am not wrong. And let us see few more details about it in the textbook directly. So as of now, we have seen all the details, all the in details about islands. Now here we'll see one more in detail explanation about that. So there are two groups of islands, which is actually Andaman and Nicobar Islands, stretched in Bay of Bengal. So you can point out these line actually why he actually named to two groups of islands. Just now, this is the reason actually I told you. So even before before the class, I told you there are so many hidden informations or hidden informations in this. We need to decode them. So that's why I told you, I even bifurcated like why these things are existed. So you can point out from there. So that's why he mentioned here there are two groups of islands, which is actually Andaman and Nicobar. And I told you already these are separated by 10 degrees channel. So now these islands exist in Bay of Bengal, and one more island is there, that is Lakshadweep Islands in Arabian Sea. So Andaman and Nicobar Islands is an elevated portion of submerged mountain part running from Myanmar mountain Yarkon Yoma. So if you look at the geographical point of this one, so these are actually existing or actually starting from the mountain which is in Myanmar region, which is known as Yarkon Yoma, and they are like elevated portion. It means whatever the portion is there, whatever the topmost portion is there, that visible portion are Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and rest of the portion which is there, it's actually submerged into ocean water. It's actually submerged into ocean or sea water. That's what he's trying to convince. So you can see here, as he told, Myanmar Yarkon Yoma, and in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And here you can see there are even some volcanic regions also there, which are actually Narkodam and Barren. These are the volcanic regions of island Andaman and Nicobar. The southernmost tip of India is found in Nicobar Island. I told you just now, that is Indira Point, which was actually submerged during the 2004 tsunami. So this is a very useful or important information about Andaman and Nicobar. One is about their geographical location, like where from they start and how actually they are formed. They are actually the elevated portion of the mountain, which is actually rises from Myanmar, and that mountain is Yarkon Yoma. And when it comes to the important feature of that, it's actually the southernmost tip of India, which is actually found in Nicobar Islands, and the tip actually submerged into 2004 tsunami. And when it comes to Lakshadweep Island, as we have seen, Lakshadweep Islands are in the Arabian Sea, and what is most important thing of Lakshadweep Islands, you can point out from here, these are actually the formation of coral reefs, or as it is mentioned here, origin of coral origin. So Lakshadweep Islands are origin from corals, and its total geographic area is 32 square kilometers. So its total geographical area is 32 square kilometers. This group of island is famous for great variety of flora and fauna. It means plants and animals. In conclusion, so you can see here, it is important to note that there is vast diversity in landforms in which Indian people live. Some areas are irrigated by mighty rivers flowing from Himalayas, and some of the rain-fed rivers from Western Ghats and its forests. Many places are located in the river valleys and others in the mountains. So you might be confusing like what are coral reefs. I'll show you. So these are the things which are actually known as coral reefs. These are the things which are actually known as coral reefs. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do not forget to share with your friends and like and subscribe. Thank you.